Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes in life you look around and think, what am I even doing? How did I get here? You feel like you've lost your way, like your dreams are fading and your purpose is slipping through your fingers. But I came to remind you today, you're not lost. You are in the middle of becoming. Becoming isn't neat. It's not comfortable. It's not predictable. It's messy, painful, and confusing. You start questioning yourself. You start doubting your decisions. You look at your life and wonder if all your efforts have been in vain. But I promise you, this is what transformation looks like. When a seed is planted in the soil, it disappears beneath the dirt. It's covered, buried, hidden from the outside. It looks like it's been lost, but in reality, it's growing roots. The soil isn't its grave, it's its birthplace. That's where strength begins. That's where destiny develops. You're not lost. You're being rooted. Every challenge you're facing right now is shaping you. Every closed door is redirecting you. Every setback is strengthening something inside you that success could never teach. Don't mistake silence for absence. Don't mistake confusion for failure. Don't mistake delay for denial. The things that feel like they're breaking you are actually building you. Some of you are standing in the middle of a storm wondering if life forgot about you. But the truth is, storms don't come to destroy you. They come to clear your path. You're not supposed to have it all figured out yet. You're supposed to grow through what you're going through. Becoming means shedding old skin, old habits, old beliefs, and old fears. It's painful because you're letting go of who you were. But you're also stepping into who you were born to be. Sometimes God or life will strip you down, not to break you, but to rebuild you stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your purpose. You see, the most powerful versions of people are born in moments of uncertainty. When you don't know what's next, you learn to trust what's inside. When life takes away your comfort, it gives you clarity. When you feel lost, it's not punishment, it's preparation. You're not lost. You're learning to find yourself on a higher level. Don't judge your journey in the middle of your becoming. The middle is messy, but it's necessary. The middle is where warriors are made. The middle is where faith replaces fear. The middle is where strength replaces excuses. When you feel stuck, remind yourself you're not stuck, you're stabilizing. You're not failing, you're forming. You're not behind, you're being built. Every great person who ever did something meaningful in this world went through a season where it looked like nothing was happening, but everything was happening beneath the surface. So, don't despise your dark seasons. That's where diamonds are made. Don't curse your confusion. That's where clarity is born. Don't run from the discomfort because it's shaping your destiny. You are not lost, my friend. You are becoming. You're in the process of discovering the person you were always meant to be. This is your chapter of growth, not your ending. So hold your head high, take a deep breath, and trust the process. Because you're not wandering aimlessly. You're walking purposefully toward the version of yourself that the world is waiting to see. And when you come out of this season, when you look back, you'll realize you were never lost at all. You were just becoming unstoppable. Confusion, ladies and gentlemen, is not the enemy. It's the evidence that you are evolving. You see, when life starts to stretch you, when it starts to pull you in directions that you don't fully understand, you will feel lost. You will feel uncertain. You will look at your reflection and barely recognize who you are becoming. And that's not failure. That's growth in disguise. Every time you rise to another level in life, there's a period of confusion that follows. Because the old version of you, the one that used to fit comfortably in your old routines, your old habits, your old environment, doesn't belong in the next chapter. Confusion is the bridge between who you were and who you're becoming. It's the process of letting go of what no longer serves you so you can step into what truly defines you. You don't get clarity before you move. You get clarity by moving. You don't get confidence before you start. You get confidence by trying. The moment you decide to grow, the moment you say, I want more from my life, life says, okay, let's see what you're made of. And suddenly, everything that was comfortable becomes uncomfortable. The people around you don't understand you anymore. The old habits that used to bring peace now bring guilt. The routines that used to feel easy now feel meaningless. That's not confusion. That's transformation. When a snake sheds its skin, it rubs against the rough ground. It scrapes, it itches, it feels pain because it's outgrowing what no longer fits. The snake isn't dying, it's renewing. And some of you are in that exact same place right now. Life is rubbing you against the rough edges of reality, not to hurt you, but to remind you that your old identity is too small for where you're going. There are seasons when nothing makes sense. But if you can stay grounded in your faith, your discipline, your purpose during those seasons, you'll find that confusion is just growth wearing a disguise. You're being stretched. You're being trained. You're being prepared. And the more uncertain you feel, the closer you are to breakthrough. Don't let confusion make you quit. Don't let uncertainty make you settle. Most people give up in the middle. When it's hardest, when it's foggy, when they can't see what's ahead. But the middle is where magic happens. That's where character is built. That's where strength is developed. That's where greatness is born. So when you feel lost, remind yourself, I'm not breaking down, I'm breaking through. Every season of confusion is a season of construction. Something is being built inside of you. And when that foundation is complete, you'll see that you weren't lost at all. You were being guided through the path of becoming. Now, let's talk about what that becoming really means. Because becoming isn't always beautiful. It's not some motivational highlight reel. It's raw, it's real, and it's painful. Becoming means breaking, and the truth is, the old you has to die before the new you can rise. Every breakthrough requires a breakdown. Every transformation demands a trade. You have to give up who you were to step into who you're meant to be. You can't take old habits into a new destiny. You can't drag fear into the land of freedom. You can't carry self-doubt into a season of success. There has to be a release, and that release hurts. The reason so many people never become who they were meant to be is because they won't let go of who they used to be. They're attached to the version of themselves that's comfortable, predictable, and safe. But safety doesn't birth greatness. Safety doesn't build warriors. Safety doesn't produce purpose. Sometimes life will break your heart just to open your eyes. It will strip away people, plans, and pleasures that you thought you couldn't live without, not to punish you, but to prepare you. You might lose things that used to define you. You might lose relationships that once made you feel secure. You might lose the version of yourself that everyone else was comfortable with. But that loss is sacred. That loss is transformation in progress. When a caterpillar goes into the cocoon, it literally dissolves. It turns into liquid before becoming a butterfly. Think about that. The very thing that was crawling must completely fall apart before it can fly. The cocoon isn't comfortable, it's chaotic. But that chaos is the process of creation. And that's exactly what's happening in your life right now. You're not lost, you're dissolving the version of you that can't go where you're going. The pain you feel isn't punishment, it's proof that you're evolving. The confusion you feel isn't chaos, it's construction. So let yourself break, let yourself grow, let yourself become. Stop fighting the process and start trusting the purpose. You're shedding the skin of your past, peeling away every layer of limitation and building the strength of a new identity. The world doesn't need the old version of you anymore. It needs the becoming you, the stronger you, the wiser you, the unstoppable you. So no, you're not lost. You're in the middle of a divine rebuilding. You're in the middle of your metamorphosis. And when you finally rise from this season, when you finally look back, you'll realize the breaking was the blessing all along. When life slows you down, it's not always a setback. Sometimes it's a setup for a stronger comeback. There are moments when you feel like everything has stopped moving. The doors that used to open easily now seem locked. The energy that once pushed you forward now feels drained. You look around and everyone else seems to be running, achieving, winning, while you're stuck in pause mode. But hear me, the pause isn't punishment, it's preparation. You see, when life puts you on hold, it's because something inside you needs to catch up to where you're going. You can't build a skyscraper on a weak foundation. You can't run a marathon with broken legs. Sometimes the slowdown is life's way of strengthening what you've been ignoring. Your mindset, your discipline, your faith, your purpose. You might not be moving fast, but you are still moving. The problem is we confuse speed with progress. We think if we're not sprinting, we're not succeeding. But a seed buried underground isn't visible either. Does that mean it's not growing? No, growth happens in the dark. Development happens in silence. And sometimes the best work that life does in you happens when no one can see it. Every storm that stops your motion teaches you something your speed could never teach you: patience, perspective, persistence. When life slows you down, It's creating the space for you to build depth, because the deeper your roots, the higher you can rise. I know it's frustrating. I know you feel like life has hit the brakes when you wanted to accelerate. But what if this slowdown is saving you from something you weren't ready for? What if that delay is divine protection? What if life isn't saying no, it's saying not yet? Some of the greatest victories in your life will come right after your greatest delays. The delay is not denial. The waiting season is not wasted. It's your training ground. You're building strength you didn't know you needed, developing clarity you didn't know you lacked. You see, sometimes life puts you in park not to stop you, but to reset you, to get you refocused, recentered, and recharged. Because if you take off too early, unprepared, you'll crash. But if you wait and trust the process, when it's time to move, you'll soar. So when life slows down, don't panic. Don't question your purpose. Don't compare your pace to others. Use the stillness as fuel. Listen, reflect, build. And when the light turns green, you'll realize that slowdown was the very thing that made your comeback possible. Because, my friends, every pause has purpose and every delay holds destiny. Now, let's talk about the seasons that truly test your heart. The ones where you feel stuck between what was and what could be. The seasons where you're not who you used to be, but not yet who you're becoming. That space in between is the most uncomfortable because it's where transformation actually happens. That's the valley season, where you're tested, stretched, and refined. It's not glamorous, it's not celebrated, but it's where warriors are forged. Everyone wants the mountaintop, but very few are willing to walk through the valley to get there. The valley is where you lose things you thought you couldn't live without. It's where people you trusted walk away. It's where your plans fall apart and you start questioning everything, your purpose, your path, even your worth. But listen carefully. It's not a dead end. It's the middle of your becoming. You can't skip the valley. You can't fast forward the process. You can't become stronger if you don't carry the weight of resistance. Just like a muscle grows under pressure, your spirit grows under pain. And if you're feeling crushed right now, it's because something powerful is trying to rise inside you. The valley teaches you humility. It strips you of ego. It reminds you that you're not in control, but that doesn't mean you're defeated. It's where faith becomes more than a word, where hope becomes your lifeline, and where determination becomes your weapon. You won't see it now, but everything you're going through in this valley is building your foundation for the mountain ahead. You're learning resilience. You're developing wisdom. You're discovering your true strength, because the version of you that will stand on that mountain cannot exist without this valley. Don't rush your process. Don't curse your journey. Every struggle is shaping you. Every obstacle is preparing you. Every tear you shed is watering the soil of your future victory. You might not feel like you're making progress, but the fact that you're still standing, still believing, still pushing, that's victory already. The valley is not meant to destroy you. It's meant to develop you. So walk through it. Head high, shoulders back, eyes fixed on the vision. You may not understand it now, but one day you'll look back and realize the valley was not a setback. It was a sacred classroom. It was life molding you into the person capable of carrying the weight of your dreams. When the dust settles and the fog lifts, you'll see clearly you are never stuck. You are simply becoming. There comes a moment when you have to stop blaming the world for where you are and start taking radical responsibility for where you're going. Too many people spend their lives pointing fingers, blaming their parents, their circumstances, their lack of opportunity, their boss, their partner, their past. But let me tell you something powerful. The moment you stop blaming and start owning, your life changes forever. Responsibility is not punishment, it's power. Because as long as you're blaming someone else, you're giving them control over your destiny. You're handing them the keys to your future. But when you say, I am responsible, you take that power back. You reclaim your life. Maybe life hasn't been fair. Maybe you didn't get the same start as others. Maybe you've been through things no one understands. I hear you. But guess what? You're still here. You still have breath in your body. And as long as you have breath, you have the ability to choose differently. You can't rewrite your past, but you can redesign your future. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. And that's where your greatness lies, in your response. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you're to blame for everything that's happened. It means you're no longer waiting for someone else to fix it. You're no longer waiting for permission to grow. You're saying, this is my life, my dream, my destiny, and I will take ownership of it. C, the world doesn't reward excuses. It rewards execution. It rewards those who decide to stop talking about what they could do and start doing what they must do. You have to stop saying, I can't, and start asking, how can I? Because the difference between winners and wishers is not talent, it's responsibility. Winners take ownership. They don't say, I failed because of them. They say, I failed because I didn't prepare enough. I didn't push enough. I didn't believe enough. But now I'm ready. That's the language of power. That's the mindset that moves mountains. And let me tell you this, when you start taking full responsibility, life opens up for you. Doors start to appear. Opportunities begin to align. Because the universe responds to ownership. When you move, things move. When you decide, things align. When you take control, life shifts from chaos to clarity. Stop waiting for someone to save you. No one is coming. The person you've been waiting for is you. You are the hero of your own story. You are the answer to your own prayers. You are the one who can break the chain, shift the narrative, and rewrite the ending. But you have to start by saying, it's on me. Responsibility is the birthplace of freedom. It's the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And when you finally cross it, you'll realize you were never powerless. You just hadn't yet decided to own your power. Now let's talk about something most people avoid, the power of discipline. Because dreams are easy to have, but discipline is what brings them to life. Everybody wants success, but not everyone wants to pay the price for it. Everybody wants the reward, but few want the routine. Discipline is the difference between wishing and winning. It's doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's showing up when it's inconvenient. It's doing the small, consistent things that no one sees. Because you know one day everyone will see the results. You can't have big dreams and small habits. You can't expect to live an extraordinary life while living with ordinary effort. If you want to rise above the crowd, you have to be willing to do what the crowd won't. Discipline is self-respect. It's saying, I believe in my future enough to control my present. You don't need motivation every day. Motivation is fleeting. You need commitment. You need structure. You need the kind of discipline that doesn't depend on emotion, but on decision. There will be mornings when you don't want to get up, when your mind says, just 5 more minutes. But the disciplined version of you whispers, no, my future is calling. And that's the voice you follow. Discipline builds confidence. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your belief in what you're capable of. You start to trust yourself again. You stop doubting and start dominating. The world doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you're willing to work for. And work requires discipline, focus, consistency. You can't keep starting and stopping, hoping something magical will happen. Magic doesn't happen without momentum. And here's the truth, discipline doesn't limit your freedom, it creates it. Because once you control yourself, nothing outside of you can control you. You become unstoppable. You don't wait for the perfect mood, the perfect conditions, or the perfect time. You move because you've trained yourself to move. Every champion you've ever admired wasn't born disciplined. They became disciplined. They trained their minds to obey their mission. They sacrificed short-term comfort for long-term victory. They chose progress over pleasure. And you can too. You just have to decide that your dream is worth it. That your purpose is bigger than your excuses. That the pain of discipline is far lighter than the pain of regret. Because one day, you'll look back and thank yourself for not giving in to laziness, distractions, and doubt. You'll realize discipline was never your enemy. It was your greatest ally. It was the quiet force that turned your dreams into destiny. So take responsibility for your life. Build your discipline like a muscle. Because when those two come together, ownership and consistency, there's nothing you can't achieve. You won't just change your future. You'll redefine what's possible for your life. Ladies and gentlemen, when you look at your life and everything you've been through, every heartbreak, every delay, every disappointment, I want you to know this, you were never lost. You were being shaped. You were being prepared. You were in the middle of becoming. You see, sometimes life hides your purpose inside your pain. It disguises your power inside your problems. And while you think you're breaking, you're actually building. Every struggle you've faced wasn't there to stop you. It was there to strengthen you. Every moment you wanted to quit was really a test to see how bad you wanted what you said you wanted. Don't despise your detours. Don't curse the chapters you don't understand. The process may not look like the promise, but it's necessary. The things that make you cry today will make you strong tomorrow. The nights that broke you will one day bless you. And when you come out on the other side, because you'll look back and say, now I see why I had to go through that. But hear me, becoming isn't automatic. It's intentional. It's waking up every day saying, I refuse to stay the same. It's choosing growth over comfort, purpose over pleasure, and progress over excuses. It's understanding that your destiny doesn't respond to how you feel. It responds to how you fight. Stop waiting for the perfect timing, the perfect plan, or the perfect confidence. You won't find yourself by standing still. You'll become yourself by moving forward. Even when you're scared, even when it's uncertain, even when it hurts. Because here's the truth, every person who ever made it had moments of doubt, fear, and confusion. But they didn't let those moments define them. They kept going. They trusted the process. They kept becoming. And so can you. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are becoming the person you were always meant to be. Every scar has meaning. Every setback has value. Every delay has direction. You are evolving. You are rising. You are stepping into a version of yourself that your past couldn't even imagine. So keep your head up. Keep your heart open. Keep walking through the fire, because on the other side is your freedom, your fulfillment, your greatness. You are not lost, my friend. You are becoming unstoppable. You are becoming unshakable. You are becoming you.